Hi, Marilyn, back with Cotton and Chocolate, a Saturday sampler for Color Collage. Now this is the alternate cutting for block 6 ground cover. So let's go back to the fat quarter ground cover color. Okay, so for cutting, rather than cutting 4 2 by 21 inch strips, you're going to cut 16, you're going to cut 2 2.5 inch strips rather than 4 2-inch strips, okay? And then you're going to cut 16 2.5 inch squares, and that's going to be for our flying geese. Okay, you're going to go ahead and cut your 3 2 5/8 inch strips for our half square triangles. So that's our change there. That's change number 1. Now for our flora, all right, you're going to go ahead and cut your 2-inch squares. Cut 2 2-inch strips and cut your 16 2-inch squares. But instead of cutting your 3.5 2 by 3.5 inch rectangles, don't do that. You're going to cut 4 4.5 inch squares. So you probably need only one strip. Cut one 4.5 inch strip and cut it into 4 4.5 inch squares. That's for your flying geese. Okay. Now in your blue laurel, you're going to cut, rather than your 2 3.5, you don't need 16 2 by 3.5 inch rectangles. You just need 4 4.5 inch squares on the top, and then go ahead and cut your 4 3.5 inch squares for the center. That's in your blue laurel. And then on your powder solid, you don't need 32 2-inch squares. All you need is 16 2.5 inch squares. Okay, and then go ahead on the bottom, and you need your 24 2 5/8 inches for your half square triangles. So there's a change on all 4 for your flying geese. So then on the back, you're going to have your base of your 4.5 inch square of your flora, and you're going to put that together. You're going to have 2 of those 4.5 inch squares for your 4.5 squares for your flora, and you're going to have 16 paired with 16 2.5 inch squares for the centers for your flying geese, and then likewise for your laurels with your powder blue. Okay, and you can go from there with your wing clipper and go ahead and make your flying geese with your wing clipper based on those 4.5 inch squares and 2.5 inch smaller squares with that. And then if you have any questions, well, you can reach out to me in person and I can go ahead and show you how that's done. But those of you that are familiar with that should be able to move forward easily with making your flying geese with that. And that's frankly how I did those flying geese. You can see that one flying geese here and one flying geese there. Okay, and that's cut down to a 3.5 by 2 by 3.5 inch raw edge. Okay, so that's your cutting for that. Again, if you have any more questions, you can always reach out to me personally and I can help you out. All right, so we'll go ahead and do our piecing now. But I'm only going to be talking about piecing with traditional. I'm not going to be talking about piecing with the wing clipper. You should be able to have that. All right,